Welcome back, Patriots. Welcome to Sons of Liberty, 1773. This is breaking news. This is a pretty big deal, folks, although before it ends up in being electricity fed to our homes is going to be quite a while yet. But we've been looking, humanity, right, for a new unlimited source of clean green energy, something that's not stupidity of solar and wind, because when the sun's not shining, you get no electricity, and if the wind's not blowing, you don't get any energy production. The problem with nuclear plants, which I'm a big fan of, is, you got to deal with the radioactive spent fuel rods, right? Figure out a place to put them and deal with them. You got to keep them in their own cooling ponds for years after you've used them at the power plant. And then there's like a Chernobyl or a Fukushima incident that you have to worry about. So those are fission plants where you're splitting an atom, okay? This is fusion, where you're pressuring atoms together and creating basically the power of the sun, okay? And so the biggest thing has been trying to make the reactor to hold this this reaction, because it's, you got to magnetically suspend it. It's really a complicated process, but once it's perfected, it's like unlimited clean green energy with very little radioactive issues. That'd be no more than a hospital would deal with doing X-rays and that type of stuff. So really, I mean, it's the energy of the future. And they've been working on these reactors for a while. A lot of different governments and colleges and trying to figure out how to do this. Well, it appears today that the U.S. is leading the way, and there's going to be a big announcement today that U.S. scientists have made a breakthrough in nuclear fusion, that they created more energy than they used to create to make the reaction. And so this is really a big story. So I'll just share a couple headlines with you, if I can here. U.S. to announce scientific breakthrough on fusion energy sources. Washington, the U.S. Department of Energy will announce today that scientists at a national lab have made a breakthrough on fusion energy, the process that powers the sun and stars that one day could provide cheap source of electricity. Two sources with knowledge of the matter said. The scientists at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California have achieved a net energy gain for the first time in a fusion experiment using lasers. One of the people said, and then over here at Zero Hedge, net energy gain, U.S. scientists made breakthrough in nuclear fusion. The world moves toward net zero emissions. Sustainable and affordable power sources are urgently needed by humanity. And this is the big one. This is what would power our world into the future if we survive nuclear world war. So this is over at CNN, a pretty good article over here, actually. For the first time ever, U.S. scientists, the National Ignition Facility at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California, successfully produced a nuclear fusion reaction resulting in a net energy gain. A source familiar with the project confirmed to CNN. The U.S. Department of Energy is expected to officially announce the breakthrough Tuesday. The result of the experiment would be a massive step in the decades-long quest to unleash the infinite source of clean energy that could help independence on fossil fuels. Researchers for decades have attempted to recreate nuclear fusion, replicating the fusion that powers the sun. U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm, evil wench that used to be the governor of Michigan, will make an announcement Tuesday as a major scientific breakthrough. The department announced Sunday the breakthrough was the first reported by the Financial Times. Nuclear fusion happens when two or more atoms, hydrogen I know is one, I don't know what the other one is they use, are fused into a larger one, a process that generates a massive amount of energy as heat. Unlike nuclear fission that powers electricity all over the world, it doesn't generate long-lived radioactive waste. Further down it says, it's about what we take to boil 10 kettles of water, said Jeremy Chittenden, co-director of the Center for Inertia Fusion Studies at Imperial College of London. In order to turn that into a power station, we need to make a larger gain in energy. We need it to be substantially more. In the UK, scientists are working with a huge donut-shaped machine outfitted with giant magnets called a tokamak to try and generate the same result. The missing mass converts to an enormous amount of energy. The neutrons, which are able to escape the plasma, then hit a blanket lining the walls of the tokamak, if I'm saying that right, and their kinetic energy transfers as heat. The heat can then be used to warm water, create steam, and power turbines to generate power. So you're creating an unlimited clean heat source, okay, that is going to boil water just like our nuclear plants do now to spin turbines and create electricity. The machines that generates this reaction has to undergo serious heat. The plasma needs to reach at least 150 million degrees Celsius. I would say that's pretty hot. 10 times hotter than the core of the sun. Scientists working near Oxford were last year able to generate a record-breaking amount of sustained energy. Even so, it only lasted 5 seconds. Whether it's using magnets or shooting pellets with lasers, the result is ultimately the same. Heat sustained by the process of fusing the atoms together holds the key to helping produce energy. But this is a big deal, folks. Again, U.S. to announce scientific breakthrough on fusion energy sources. So we'll take a little good news when we get it, won't we? Jennifer Granholm, though. Can't stand her. Terrible governor, completely woke, climate, eco-terrorist. Can't they just let the scientists have the glory instead of a woke communist? Anyways, this will be probably, I'm going to say decades. I don't know how many before it's in use and they get it all ironed out. It's a big step, but it's a small step, you know, in moving the ball to where it's a workable reactor, and we're building it, and it's producing energy. But this will be the energy of the future that will power all the electric vehicles, all the electronics, all the homes, you know, everything. Turn our somewhat still primitive technological planet into a state-of-the-art planet in the galaxy, I guess. This is what will power Neuralink and all the humanoid robots when the government takes over. They will have an energy source. They need this. I'm still not so sure that we shouldn't go back and live like the Amish, that humanity will live happier and longer in the grand scheme of things, but technology is a runaway train, folks. You're not going to stop it. I fear before this ever comes to fruition, we're going to go through nuclear world war, and then we'll be learning about it in the virtual reality, like I wrote about in Learning Earth's Deathly History. Anyways, some good news. We'll take it. All right, that's it. I think I'm going to head over to Rumble, where I can tell you what I'm thinking without worrying about getting my channel whacked. All right, good news. All right, we'll take it. Share this story if you like the content of this. If you haven't subscribed to Sons of Liberty yet, please do. It's a Liberty. I shared some American history and prepping, news of the day, the tyranny of the day, we should call it, huh? The tyranny of the day. This is the tyranny of tomorrow's power source. Isn't that nice? All right, see you guys.